let me introduce Anantha. Anantha is working as a scientist in resilient dryland systems. He's going to share the experiences of Bhoochetana, like maybe what we are doing in Bhoochetana project, and as well as how they are using some of these ICT interventions in improving the productivity and profitability. Anantha, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Very good. So just now you had tea. Okay, so today this presentation is about public-private partnership to develop a sustainable ICT4 development model. I'll share some experiences from this Bhoochetana experiences. What I will do, like I think you must have heard almost all these technological aspects of this ICT and all those things. I think I can highlight some of the things about the how process, like what is the process of this Bhoochetana initiative, and then how we have introduced this ICT model in this particular initiative. So let me begin with this Bhoochetana initiative. Basically, Bhoochetana is nothing but soil rejuvenation. And then the very aim of this particular initiative is to touch the lives of 4.4 million farmers by increasing productivity of crops in the state by 20% in 4 years. The initiative started in 2009, and then already the first phase is already got over, and then now we are in second phase. And then let me take you through the process of how it started, why it started, and then what are the challenges we faced during this initiative actually. Before 2009, there was a problem of low yield situation in the Karnataka state, and also the agriculture growth was very stagnant actually. So that was a more worrisome problem for these policymakers and also bureaucrats like agriculture departments and all, how to cope up these challenges and then how to help these poor farmers in this particular state. So that was the problem, and then the high-level officers, bureaucrats, policymakers, they brainstormed, and then they have realized that this was the problem, and then they find out some kind of challenges, and then they invited ICRISAT to help them to devise a kind of strategies to tackle these kind of problems in the state. And then ICRISAT, before getting into this Bhoochetana initiative, we started a project funded by World Bank. This is called Sujala ICRISAT initiative actually. So this project started in 6 major districts of Karnataka state. So taking into account of addressing the soil water conservation activity problems and also productivity enhancement issues actually. So that is the initiative where we have covered these 6 districts, taking these soil samples and analyzing it for this, analyzing the deficiencies of this particular soils. And then we found that there was a almost 60 to 70 farmers, percent of the farmers' land is deficient in micronutrients, basically sulfur, boron, zinc actually. So that was a very limiting factor for them to enhance the productivity. So and then we shared when the government of Karnataka invited us, and then we shared these kind of the problems and then the outcome of this particular initiative, and then they asked us to why don't we develop a kind of strategy, like a bigger strategy, so that can be replicated to whole of a state, so that all the major small and marginal farmers can benefit from this initiative. So that's how it started, this initiative. And then the commitment from this department and also policy makers is very very encouraging actually. So we have started this brainstorming session in March, but by the end of this May month, so the project is already initiated and then launched, and then all the systems were on place. So that's how the commitment of this particular bureaucrats, policymakers is very enormous. So that's how this Bhoochetana initiative started, and then has taken a big way, and then it has now reached not only in India and also in the international level in Philippines also. In 4 provinces, this initiative is already replicated, and including in Andhra Pradesh here. So first we'll look at this. What is this Bhoochetana? So basically the Bhoochetana is nothing but it's a mission mode program to improve livelihoods of small farm holders. It's a simple kind of pilot, not a pilot oriented this thing. It's a kind of mission oriented approach actually. So targeting the improving the productivity enhancement, also improving the rural livelihood system of small and marginal farmers in the Thailand system, Thailand areas of Karnataka state. And more often, like we see these kind of approaches when you talk about research for development approaches. So that is a kind of targeted approach will be there. Like when you see any kind of government program schemes, so they will target a kind of particular section of the society or particular area, particular region or particular crop. But in this particular case, this is a kind of process-oriented initiative actually. We focus more on process because once you set the process, so automatically the target will be achieved. So that's how this Bhoochetana is more on process-driven approach rather than the target-oriented approach actually. And the basic strategy is to rejuvenate soils. Basically, like we have introduced, taken the soil as a kind of entry point activity, because when you are targeting productivity enhancement, you have to first handle the soil actually. Soil is the major component. So when you give a kind of right kind of information, knowledge to the farmers, definitely they will come forward to take a different initiative or different demonstrations or different approaches to enhance their productivity. So therefore, like we have taken this rejuvenating the soils to improve crop productivity through rejuvenation of human minds. So this is very essential, because when you are introducing a kind of new innovation strategies or approaches, like we are inclined to have a kind of negative feelings and all those things. So first you have to rejuvenate the human mindset. So that is very important. So if you are not reaching, or if you are not changing their human mindset, whatever innovation, technology, technique, strategy, approach you suggest, so that will not go and reach to the particular intended beneficiary. So in this particular initiative, we have more focused on rejuvenating mindset, since like it's from the bureaucrats to policymakers and also farmers, even in the ground level staff, we have kind of creating kind of motivation how to reach all the farmers. And then it's an evolutionary and holistic strategy to empower the stakeholders to achieve the impacts, because this is a kind of strategy we have targeted even at the grassroots level, the rejuvenating this extension system. So that was a great achievement in this particular initiative to reach the impacts. And also evolutionary to develop innovations. There is a more scope for introducing or developing new innovation strategies to cater the needs of small and marginal farmers. So and then, so these are the important principles of this Bhoochetana initiative. Basically, like we call, these are all easy to remember. When you say 4 C's, 4 E's, so you can easily remember what are the things actually. So principles of this particular initiative is that 4 C's, like consortium, convergence, capacity building, and collective action. So consortium, when we say consortium, it's a kind of strategy wherein not only one single organization, so single institutions will go into all the works actually. So because farmers are having a different challenges, different problems, they may need different in knowledge or different strategies to tackle their problems actually. So therefore, like ICRISAT alone cannot handle all these problems, or ICRISAT alone cannot alone handle like providing the solutions for all the problems actually. So therefore, we have formed a kind of consortium to cater the needs of these farmers, wherein we have brought all these knowledge generating institutions such as like research organizations like ICRISAT and agriculture universities and other KVKs and all. And also knowledge dissemination institutions such as line departments will be there actually, NGOs will be there. So they will more active as a dissemination and disseminating the information to the end users, that is farmers. So that's how this consortium is formed. And then convergence. Convergence is not only like human and financial resources. It's also a kind of converging different resources actually. And then here in this particular case, what like you Indians, like you may be aware of, Department of Agriculture is receiving funds from different channels actually, from the central government, also from the state governments. So targeting the same thing like productivity enhancement or rejuvenating the agriculture system, but they are coming from a different channels. So we are putting all the funds or all the budget, whatever coming from different channels, we are putting into a a basket called Bhoochetana actually. From that basket, it will go to a different components like training, capacity building, and productivity enhancement, soil and water conservation, all the things. So that's how, like, we have to converge all the funds and then put it into one box, and then from there we can allocate it to different activities. So that's how we have undertaken these convergence activities. And also capacity building. When we say capacity building, we have to tackle the capacity building is very essential for all the, like, from the top to bottom, from even from policymakers, bureaucrats, and even farmers, and even for researchers also. Most of the time, like, researchers feel that we not be needing this kind of capacity building, but the knowledge generated, what the new knowledge generated, or whatever the expectation of the farmers. So to know that kind of information, even researchers also need to have this kind of capacity building initiative. So therefore, in this particular initiative, we have had this kind of capacity building approaches also, wherein the agriculture universities also have brought in, and then they are the main pointers to take conduct this kind of training. And collective action is nothing but the action of all the actors together and then to solve the problem. So that is a kind of collective action we have achieved in this and followed in this particular initiative. All these force is helping to achieve the 4 E's. That is nothing but efficiency of the system, and also efficiency of the human and financial resources, and utilization, and also equity. We cannot even target only one particular sections of the farmers or only for small farmers, no. So we have to cover all the farmers, and also even women farmers also, even women landless. So when you are introducing a new cultivars, new system, new approaches, and all those things, agriculture systems, so that may be able to cater the needs of all the sections of the society or community. So that's how we can address the equity aspects also. And then environment, when you are suggesting a kind of right kind of doses of fertilizer or micronutrients, or pest management, disease management, all those things, so that will help you protect the environment. So that's how we have covered even this also. And then economic, like most of the things, whatever we do, that is for the economic, like improvement of their economic security. So that's how this economic gain also can be achieved through this approach. So what the process we followed, wherein, like, already I indicated that there is a kind of different actors are coming together. There are technical aspects, like private agencies are also there, even research generating institutions like ICRISAT, University of Agriculture Sciences, KVK is also there. And also to take into a grassroots level, at the ground level, there is a kind of line departments will be there. So and also at the top level policy makers will be there actually. Here in this particular initiative, we have a kind of system wherein the state level coordination committee will be there actually. So they will be taking care of all the implementation activities, like how to develop a kind of strategy to implement this particular initiative. They will be meeting very frequently, and then they will suggest what something is going wrong and something what is required for the particular region or particular district or particular crop. So that's how, like, wherein so all the university vice chancellor will be part of this particular coordination committee, and also the ICRISAT project coordinators and all other commissioner of line departments and additional chief secretary and also development commissioner. So he will be heading this particular coordination committee. So that's how this process is started. And then every season, so before the starting of the season, there will be a kind of planning or training will be there actually. Planning sessions will be there, wherein they will plan so what crops in which region, and then how much input is required, and how can we tackle those kind of input supply, seed supply, and all those things. So that's kind of a problem or can be discussed, and then subsequent planning or strategies can be developed in this kind of planning sessions actually. So that's how this kind of a process we have followed, wherein we have brought all these agriculture universities, NGOs, research institutes, and then line departments. So this process is operationalized through a consortium approach, where I just explained you like what is this consortium consist of. So ICRISAT is a kind of a in middle way actually. They are moderating with the line departments and other actors like universities and other KVKs and scientists and all. So here I would like to mention one thing. that the Department of Agriculture is a kind of nodal agency in this particular initiative actually. So they have to take a more proactive role and then to supply the inputs and supply seeds and all those things, right kind of seeds, quality seeds through their RSK. So in Karnataka there is a local level agro advisory services that is called Raita Samparka Kendra actually, through which all the inputs, deliveries, and even for the whatever the information needed for the farmers, that is available in that Raita Samparka Kendra. So Department of Agriculture through RSKs is supplying fertilizers or micronutrients and also seeds, and also knowledge for the particular pest and diseases, everything. So that's how this Department of Agriculture is acting as a nodal agency. And then here in this particular initiative, so Government of Karnataka also brought in a kind of incentive mechanism actually, because small and marginal farmers may not be able to pay like a full cost actually. So therefore, like they thought that we have to have a kind of 50% incentive to the farmers, whatever the cost is there on fertilizer or micronutrients. So on and also seeds, so there will be like 50% will be borne by state government and then 50% borne by the farmers. So that's how like you can bring a kind of ownership. So there was a question like how the sustainability can be achieved. So through building a kind of ownership among the people or farmers, we can build a kind of sustainability even after withdrawal of the project. So that's why we have to bring this kind of ownership among the farmers. And then Watershed Development Department, where like I already indicated, like when we started this first initiative, Sujala initiative, wherein we brought this Watershed Development Department, they are the people who can mobilize the people participation, and also that is very important. That's why we thought that we should bring this Watershed Development Department. And then of course, like University of Agriculture Sciences, of all these 4 University of Agriculture Sciences brought in to share their knowledge, because they will establish different demonstrations or they are testing different seeds of new cultivars or varieties. So they will have a generating more kind of knowledge and all those things, so that can be shared to the farmers. That's how we brought in this agriculture sciences also, and also CBOs and NGOs. So that's how this consortium is formed and then operationalized to help these farmers. So here it comes the public-private partnership. Here basically there are 2 pillars. One is public and private, and then ICRISAT is a kind of moderating agency actually between these public and private sectors. Basically in the left hand side, like public sectors like Department of Agriculture will be there, Watershed Development Department will be there, and then state agriculture universities, KVKs, and then Karnataka State Natural Disaster Management Center. This is acting as a kind of providing information to the farmers. Like every Wednesday we have a kind of video conference actually. Through that video conference, this Karnataka State Natural Disaster Management Cell is providing the forecasting for weather and also even rainfall situation, what is the rainfall situation in the state. So throughout the state, so that kind of information will be sharing with all these actors. That's how this public public sector is contains of these actors. And also private sectors, we have a digital green actually that is used for disseminating the whatever the right kind of input practices generated within the farming community. The farmers themselves can share those experiences, and then because farmers are more inclined to believe the neighborhood actually. Farmers believe the farmers themselves. So therefore, like we thought that we should bring in those technologies that will be helpful for generating a more kind of impact in the initiative. I will explain you more on when you will deal with this digital technology green in a moment. And then the NUNG system also we have brought in to develop a kind of software for this Android-based tablet system, and also IKSL, IFCO Kisan Sanchar Limited, and also along with Airtel. And then SABIC, you must be aware of the SABIC fertilizer company actually, Saudi Arabia Basic Industry Corporation actually. So this is the world largest industry is producing fertilizer and also micronutrients actually. So that is also part of this Bhoochetana initiative. And then Mother Dairy, when we had this partnership with even our Suvarna Bhumi Yojana back in 2011. So that's how like we have brought all these private actors to help in this particular initiative. And then apart from that, ICRISAT is also a member of this platform of private companies. The companies consist of almost 10 to 12 major companies, and then they are dealing with different aspects, actually, not only micronutrients or fertilizers, because they are also dealing with other machinery aspects, mechanization aspects, actually. If you're talking about upscaling the larger scale, we have to talk about even considering the problem of labor scarcity and all, we have to think of introducing mechanization. That's how like we have to brought in different companies dealing with mechanization aspects. So that's why we brought the platform of private companies like Mahindra and all to help us to spread the their technologies in the rural areas. So that's how I started actually the public-private partnership consortium approach, and then all these knowledge generating and dissemination process started. So like what is the specific innovation in this particular initiative actually? Basically the science-led mission approach for development of dryland areas, because when we talk about improving the productive livelihoods of poor farmers, there should be a kind of science actually. There should be a kind of well-proven technology has to reach to the farmers. So therefore, like we call it as a science-led mission approach, because wherein the science well-tested technologies are reaching to the farmers. And then also a big step forward towards a precision rain-fed agriculture. You may be hearing this precision agriculture system at in the context of Western context actually, wherein like we have a big, the large land holding size. But in the Indian case, the very fragmented land holding size may not be able to cater this mechanization of having the helicopter like pest management or disease management or any like sowing, tractor sowing and all those things. So therefore, like if you start a kind of right kind of applying right kind of fertilizer or improved cultivars in a very systematic way, that is a kind of achieving or proceeding towards a precision agriculture. So this Bhoochetana is providing a kind of step or kind of providing a kind of chain to achieve this kind of precision agriculture in the rain-fed agriculture. And this such a large scale actually, almost we have covered 3.73 million in 4 years, so covering all the 30 districts, is a kind of one of its kind in India actually. So no other states have tried or established this kind of initiative. So this Bhoochetana is a kind of one of its kind in India, and then now it is reaching to other states and also other countries. And then wherein we have brought like national and international experts, so their experience and expertise will be in, it will be reaching to the farmers actually. And then we have devised a kind of end-to-end solution, because we are giving a knowledge to the farmers, and also we are supplying inputs and also the incentives. Along with the inputs, we are also providing a kind of incentives. So that's how we are providing kind of end-to-end solution to the farming problems, wherein we have different brains, and then engine of growth, like kind of all consortium partners will come together, and then that will rotate as a kind of machine to supply the whatever the knowledge is required for the farmers and also for other stakeholders. And then control mechanism is there from this state level coordination committee will be there, so that will control the whole system actually. They will advise, they will suggest whatever the improvements needed in this particular initiative. So this is how this is the kind of innovation we have introduced in this Bhoochetana. Sir, you want to have something? Yes, I'll come to that one. Actually, basically, we thought that we should first target dryland agriculture, because in Karnataka, if you consider, almost is second to this next to Rajasthan. Like almost 70% of the agriculture land is consists of rain-fed agriculture actually. So that's how we thought that we have to address the dryland farming problems. And then even third year we have targeted irrigated agriculture also, even paddy, sugarcane, and also we have targeted. Even the second phase of Bhoochetana is targeting more of including all this dryland as well as irrigated agriculture. So we are not neglecting irrigated agriculture. We are also including this irrigated as well as rain-fed agriculture. At this moment, do you have any questions? You can ask me. Yeah.
Your Bhoochetana
Yeah.
is an improved version of the soil health card program of the Gujarat.
Mm-hmm.
Gujarat was the first to initiate the soil health program in 2004,
Mhm.
and we have mapped entire Gujarat, and ICR and central government awarded Gujarat for their soil health program,
Yep.
and also other state had come to the Gujarat, and they had taken that initiative of the program. So this Bhoochetana is an improved version of our soil health
Okay.
card program.
Yes, sir.
And you can see in www.eau.in.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I take your point actually. So in this version, like what we have done is that we have included different actors actually. So different, like we have formed a kind of consortium wherein we have brought different actors like those who are generating knowledge. So as already indicated, agriculture universities are the major player in this particular initiative. Actually, they have to be brought in, and then we have to rope in their help also. And then also ICRISAT may not be like in Gujarat, any other technical institutions involved in doing.
No. In Gujarat, every state functionaries, APMCs, SAUs, and farmers,
Yeah.
IFCO, GSFC, all the fertilizer companies in Gujarat involved to analyze the data.
Okay.
And now I am very proud to say that each and every APMC have their own soil health laboratory.
Okay.
Each and every APMC.
Okay.
And when farmers go, they analyze with a very nominal cost, just 100 rupees per sample.
Okay. So did they analyze for micronutrients?
Yes, both.
Okay. Okay. So then it's a very good initiative actually. Maybe Bhoochetana is a step forward because we are not only targeting only soil actually, we are targeting other introducing new cultivars, even dealing with pest and disease management also, and our even water management aspects also we are tackling actually.
And for that we have Kushi Mahotsav program.
Yeah.
So what we are doing in each year,
yeah,
in the month of the May, every scientist go to the village, contact the farmers, get the feedback, and give them the message of the new technology.
Okay.
Entire month.
Okay. Right.
Every year.
Yeah.
All the scientists are in the villages. All the state missionaries are in the village.
Okay. Thank you. So we can discuss our cup of tea after my presentation actually. So I think that's a good point to discuss.
Over lunch, not tea.
Okay, sorry. Okay, over lunch. So this is the one problem, like as I already highlighted, this was the problem before this Bhoochetana initiative actually. So because if you see this NSSO report, only less than 20% of the farmers are receiving this support from the line department as an extension of system actually. Almost the other 80% people are depending on different mechanisms or different system to cater their needs actually. That's how we thought that we have to bring a new system called farm facilitators. Actually, they are locally based these farmers. So their service will be utilized for spreading whatever the knowledge generated through this research and extension systems. So they will be catering providing a kind of services as a kind of acting as a liaison between farmers and also the Department of Agriculture. That's how we thought that the farm facilitator approach is very good approach to cater the needs of these farmers. So that's how we empower these farm facilitators, and then for every 500 hectares, one farm facilitator will be there, and also 2 to 3 lead farmers will be there. So lead farmers, their service is very essential during the narrow window of sowing actually, because the window of sowing may be around 15 days or 1 month. So that time farm facilitator may not be able to provide the services to all the farmers. That's the reason we thought that we should bring this lead farmers approach also. So we brought in this lead farmers. And then these farm facilitators will be trained from this University of Agriculture Sciences scientists. So they will be giving a kind of 5-day institution training for this all the farm facilitators. So during that 5 days, all the aspects will be covered actually. So that's how this farm facilitator will be, their knowledge will be enhanced to this kind of training, and then they can be able to provide a kind of right kind of information to the farmers. So that's how this farm facilitators concept came into practice, and then that is acting as a kind of very effective way of extension system in this particular initiative. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. In Andhra Pradesh they are called as Adesha Raitu, but in Karnataka they are called as farm facilitators. The difference between farm facilitators and also lead farmers is that farm facilitators the services will be taken for almost crop season, like 4 months or 6 months, like depending on the crop period. But the lead farmer service will be taken only during the sowing season actually. So because as I already indicated, sowing period will be very narrow actually, only 15 days or 1 month. So that time farm facilitators may not be able to give the information or to all the farmers. That's how like we brought in this lead farmers system. Sorry. Yes, the lead farmers and also farm facilitators, they are both of them are getting paid from the government, Department of Agriculture. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, lead farmers will be chosen by this local level agriculture officers will be there actually. They have to. Sorry. Yeah. So he should be a kind of progressive farmer in this particular village actually. Okay. So he has to like have a kind of compared to other farmers, he has to have a good knowledge about cultivation and all. So that farmers will be picked up, and then they will be given a kind of training on different technologies or interventions. Yes, madam, you. Yes, I will. Yeah, I skipped because in the next slide I'm going to highlight that one. Yeah. So here the already indicated that there should be a strategic partnership, because we cannot have partnership because for the sake of partnership actually. So partnership has to have a kind of meaning actually. So we have to establish what are the problems existed or constraints existed in particular area or region or in particular crop. So that's how we have to bring in different partners. Those partners should address those kind of particular like constraints what is existed in that particular region. So therefore we have to have a kind of strategic partnership wherein we have brought different knowledge generating institutions and also knowledge dissemination institutions, considering that there is a problem of all these issues like soil, water, crop or cultivar or even marketing problems also. That's why we thought that we have to bring this strategic partnership, considering all these players who are able to cater the needs to the farmers. And then this should be a participatory approach. There was a question about the sustainability, like in the earlier I just indicated the participatory approach. If you have a kind of participation from all the farmers, even from the different actors, policy makers, even bureaucrats, even from the farmers, the system will be more sustainable. You cannot question like what is the use of taking the other actors into the system, because when we are dealing with a kind of agriculture activities, like all others are having a kind of stake in this particular initiative actually, the issue. So therefore like we have to brought in all the actors. Basically like when we say participatory approach, so we have brought in the Dr. Dilip was mentioning about championship at a higher level. So that is a very innovative way of bringing the accountability or their help to this initiative. So we have already 4 chief minister has changed in Karnataka, but the goal, the aim, the commitment of this particular government of Karnataka towards agriculture did not change about this Bhoochetana actually. So that's how their role, their strategy, their help in this to improve this small and marginal farmers' livelihood is very essential. And also Department of Agriculture, most of the time what they will do that if you, as an outsider, if you go to their territory, so there will be a kind of more of resistance will be there actually. But we have to bring their, like we have to win their confidence, and then we have to help their to tackle their problems. So that's how, like, we have to have a kind of participatory approach from top to bottom. And then somebody was asking about strategized soil sampling. So this is about, like, in Karnataka state, like we have followed the stratified sampling, and then we have analyzed almost 100,000 soil sample covering all the 30 districts. This stratified soil sampling is nothing but a covering, it covers it covers topography of the region, and also different crops, and also different type of soils, and also different farmers. So that's how this is stratified actually. That's how we can meaningfully collect these soil samples and analyze for their deficiency level, and then that can be replicated to a whole block level, or taluka level, or district level. That's how this stratified sampling plays a major role in analyzing this deficiency of micronutrients or other macronutrients. And then there was a need for a small region-wise fertilizer recommendation, because the earlier fertilizer recommendation was at the district level actually. That may not be applicable to the regional level or block level. Therefore, we thought that in this particular initiative, we have devised a strategy to recommend at the block level, that is the taluka level, actually consisting almost 20 to 30,000 hectares. That's how the farmers can be given more very required, or very innovative, or very demand-driven knowledge to the farmers, so that they can apply right kind of fertilizer or right kind of micronutrients, so that they can improve their productivity and then enhance their income. Yeah. So we do actually, we are analyzing for a macro and micronutrients basically. So sulfur, boron, zinc, that is the major, because if you consider the Karnataka case, there is a more like a deficiency in these particular micronutrients actually. So we basically concentrate on these particular micronutrients, not other resources. Yeah. And then this, whatever the knowledge generated through this undertaking soil samples or soil analysis, we have generated a lot of knowledge that will be disseminated through village meetings. When we go to a village, and then we'll undertake different village level meetings. Through these village meetings, we'll share our knowledge, whatever the knowledge is generated. And also wall writing, this is a kind of effective way of communicating the knowledge, whatever we generated actually. In Karnataka, if you go any villages, you will find a wall writing highlighting the what is the soil deficiency level, what is the recommendation you need, and then what kind of technologies you have to follow. So that kind of wall writing is very essential, and then that is a kind of effective way of communicating the system. And then pocket soil health cards actually, so he was talking about Gujarat case. So like even in this case also, we have developed a pocket health cards, and then we are distributed to farmers. And then soil atlas, this is a kind of soil atlas we have prepared with the help of other partners also. This is very good outcome of this particular Bhoochetana initiative, that will be helping other actors to get into the what is the required information about the soil in this particular state. And also the last part is about digital technologies. We have introduced different digital technologies, like Madam was talking about farmer to farmer video shooting actually, that is in consultation with the digital green. So that's why. And then also Android based tablet extension system also we have introduced with the help of this IKSL, and then our Dr. Dilip is also a part of this initiative actually. So that's how this digital technology aspects also we have introduced to disseminate this information. It's a kind of extension, knowledge-based extension system. So here I already indicated this one actually, the sharing soil test results with stakeholders with different means. So that is very essential things. When you generate a lot of information, you have to disseminate in a right perspective and then the right way. So that's why farmers can get the more information. So this is, I was just indicated that this is every Wednesday we have this video conference actually, wherein all the from taluka level to district level, and then even at the state level, all the issues will be problems, whatever there in the grassroots level, that will be discussed, and then the decision will be taken at a time actually. So that's how we can save the time, even transaction cost is also less. So that's how this video conference is acting as a kind of effective means of spreading or taking the decision at the highest level to reach to the grassroots level. So this is video conference is one effective way, even if some of you are replicating the kind of model of the knowledge dissemination or decision, policy making decisions. So you can think of this introducing this video conference, and then you can solve many problems. So this is how this innovative extension system. This is a tablet-based extension system. Actually, my colleague is here, Dr. Mukund Patil, and along with Sumant and Dr. Dilip, they have. Yes.
They have an opportunity to see this one during the
okay, so I think yes. Yeah, I think I'll just I'll take 1 or 2 minutes to explain this one innovative extension system. Actually, this is in partnership with Digital Green. So this is how just indicated that the pharmacies very they are believing more in fellow farmers. Actually, that's how this digital technology playing a very important role, because with a simple Pico projector you can shoot whatever the improved practices adopted in particular farmer field. So that improved practices can be shoot and then make a kind of video and then film, so that can be shown to other fellow farmers, and then so whatever the queries is raised by the farmers, the answers will be given at a time. So that particular time actually, because the farmers will be there and then the experts will be there. Whatever the issues raised in this particular meeting of this dissemination system, so the queries will be answered by these particular experts. That's how this innovative digital green extension system has a kind of a very effective way of disseminating this knowledge regarding these agriculture systems, where we are giving a kind of orientation to these different officers at the taluka level, like agriculture officers, assistant director of agriculture, and even farm facilitators. Farm facilitators are they are very active in this particular initiative actually, because they have to disseminate this particular information. And also we identify the content identification, because when you are giving the information to the to farmers, we have to identify the relevant topics actually. So that is identification of very relevant topics is very essential. So that's how we have a kind of committee in the district level consisting of Joint Director of Agriculture, Assistant Director of Agriculture, and even Agriculture Officer, along with our ICRISAT staff. They will identify suitable suitable topics for a particular region or particular districts. So those topics will be covered in this particular video shooting actually. So that kind of information, the relevant topic, will be reached to the farmers. So this, I think already Dr. Dilip already highlighted this Krishi Gyan Sagar. Actually, this is in partnership with ICRISAT, Government of Karnataka, University of Agriculture Sciences, and NANG system. And also even we are thinking of bringing this agriculture input distributors, because this is like we have a kind of Flipkart or some other like system. You can see that you can order whatever you need, and then the system, the item will be, or the particular item will be delivered to you. So that's how we are thinking to establish a kind of agriculture input distributors also into this system, and then helping the farmers through this farm facilitators. So this is the major focus of this Android application system is to cater the knowledge, the agriculture knowledge, the dissemination, because Krishi Gyan Sagar is a kind of a global name actually. We are intending to reach to other states, even other countries also. That's how we have given this Krishi Gyan Sagar. And then this will also cater the needs for this monitoring and evaluation facilities also. And then I will show you how the information will be generated in the future in the next slides. And then even market accessibility information can also be included in this particular system. So this is how we can generate kind of a farmer's profile and other soil test based fertilizer recommendations also you can give it to the farmers actually, wherein we have a kind of tested this soil tested results are there, so that can be uploaded. This is a kind of static information actually, but every year we cannot go and test the soil, so that is not advisable. So we have a soil test based fertilizer recommendation that will be uploaded to this Android based tablet, and then So you, like whenever farm facilitators go to a field, and then they will get a kind of query and then questions from the farmers, so they can disseminate this kind of information, whatever information available in the system, to the farmers. And then Krishi Gyan Sagar, this like what are the benefits I have just highlighted here. It's a kind of, for the people, it is just to access to knowledge, and then they will also get the backward and forward linkages to the markets, and also beneficiaries will be farmers, and then I was line department. So their information dissemination, knowledge also can be improved and then updated. And then for the private sector, there is a different ball game altogether. Actually, they have different benefits. The Krishivani, I don't want to touch this one. I think in the lab visit we can cover this one actually. So here it comes actually. So through following all these process or system or strategies, methods, so we have achieved almost 3.73 million hectare in 4 years, and then now we have completed first phase, and then now we are in the second phase actually, wherein we are covering even not only dryland agriculture crops, and even covering even irrigated agriculture crops also. So this is the how we have achieved. I have just put only one season crop yield actually, wherein you can see that there is a enormous, like almost it varies 20 to 60% of crop yield. So that's how, like if you follow a kind of simple technologies like soil test based fertilizer recommendation along with other technologies or mechanization or strategies, we can achieve a great in this particular aspect. So this is how the benefit generated almost in 4 years, $230 million is achieved. That is added to exchequer of this state. So this is, I'll just take 1 minute actually to explain this, what are the drivers of this particular initiative actually. Basically, when I just began with my presentation with highlighting the importance of this collective action, capacity building, convergence and consortium. These are the main pillars actually. We have to concentrate more on this process-oriented approach rather than targeting the achieving our target area or targeting crops. So that's how, like we have to have a kind of these 4 C's to achieve 4 E's. And then there should be a kind of efficient and monitoring and evaluation mechanism should be there actually. We have to have a kind of effective ways to address the issues or address the challenges, address the problems. So therefore, you have to have a effective monitoring and evaluation mechanisms. In this case, we have different mechanisms to assess what is the need and the further needs of the farmers. And then holistic and integrated approach, wherein you have to bring different actors, different system, different technologies together, and then you have to target the system. And then galvanized and transformed DOA, and as already indicated, there is a kind of resistance will be there, but you have to tackle all these problems to help the small farmers. So that's how, like we have to have a kind of transport mechanism of transport system should be there in this particular innovation. And then innovative import extension and delivery system, like Ananth is discussed with about this. And then championship at higher level policies, already indicated, they are the main champions actually, because without their support you cannot achieve it. When you are targeting the large areas like this, like targeting whole state or whole districts, you have to have a blessing from the top. So, and then even in this initiative at the beginning in 2009, even Chief Minister is also like reviewing or monitoring one district actually. So that's how a kind of commitment from the higher level officers was very essential. And then we have to have a kind of break this cycle of supply-driven approach, and we have to establish a kind of demand-driven approach. We cannot always go on supplying the things or supplying the materials or supplying the knowledge. You also have to have a kind of demand from the other parties also. When there is a kind of demand approach is there from the other party, there should be a kind of sustainability be there actually, because they need the information, they need the technology, they need the other strategies or technologies. So there is a kind of effective way of tackling all these problems. And then strengthen innovative extension and knowledge sharing systems and effective dissemination. So this is how the system works actually. So that's why we have to have a strong and effective innovation extension systems, so through which we can disseminate different knowledge and different information to the needy people, that is farmers. Yeah, these are all some of the learnings. Actually, these are broad learnings. I'm not highlighting very small like micro learnings, but these are broad learnings what we have learned over 4 year of time period in Karnataka state. I think I have exceeded time. Thank you very much. If you have any questions.
Thank you, Ananta. See, during the presentation, there were questions, and you are most welcome to take the questions over lunch. Please join with us for the lunch, Ananta. Yeah.
Let me appreciate your efforts. They're excellent. And I would like to know, maybe bring to your kind notice some of the things that are important, at least I feel. So your recommendations, how they go? They go customized or a blanket recommendation? How you actually give the farmer?
We develop this recommendation crop wise actually,
Okay.
and then also even region wise.
Geographical area wise, how
Yes.
much area actually each recommendation covers?
We generally like cover 20% of the area in a particular village or in a region actually. So that will be extrapolated to the block. So block level we will recommend this one.
So in that case, actually, it is a blanket recommendation. Sometimes, no, we may be recommending if it is not actually required in that soil. That is one aspect. The second aspect is the deficiencies probably in many of the cases they are induced. For example, the elements are present in the soil. The plant may be unable to take them because of the interference with the other nutrients and the pathogens or the crop variety related issues. So do you have the correlations or maybe follow it up kind of thing? So whether actually the plants or crops are responding to your recommendations, and that thing has to be documented and we have to check it out.
Yeah, I think your question regarding the blanket recommendation, but we are not recommending the blanket this thing because that's the reason we are following this stratified soil sampling method, wherein we cover, we consider all the topography of that particular region, but we also target the different crops what is sown in that particular field, and then also we also cover what is the type of soils actually, and then we also cover what is the like farm holding size also. So that's the like it will be more target oriented and then more appropriate this thing, not a blanket.
So you will be indicating a specific set of conditions or the criteria.
Yeah.
So where this recommendation is valid. So fine. So the other thing is
We can have these questions. Shyam, like maybe over lunch we can have that one. Okay, and there is an opportunity for the participant experiences. We can take that one.